game number 1 gonna get underway. The last series of the day in week 2 of the rival series. It's Splice in orange and Space Station Gaming in blue. A little bit of trade back and forth. Taking control up high is Vince. Cleared away by Jay Wismont. Nose Dude gonna take control. Memory just gonna find a demo downfield. And Vince able to cover the back end well in the first 30 seconds of this game. Here we see Memory, control, back to the other side of the pitch. Vince, a little bit of a pinch against the back wall, but nothing really of note yet in the first 45 seconds. Really feels like a feeling out period for both of these teams.
It certainly does. Memory stayed up into the orange side of the pitch for a while there. The goal making sure that he could keep close for challenges, but also slow down a little bit of the play coming into offense for the Splice. And that works out really well so far. Everyone's still feeling everybody out, and here's the first attempt on. That looked good. You can already see the passes are going to be big for them. Yeah,
that was a great setup by Karma, rolling it over the defender, just not able to get there in time to finish it off. Karma passing it down to Nose Dude Splice, looking to get a solid shot opportunity. Nose Dude to J-Wiz, he had the net just up way too high. And Karma gonna have to take this away from Memory. She does, but it gets cleared downfield by Halcyon. Nose Dude up high to Karma. Finds the connection, J-Wiz to cover the back end. J-Wiz actually had no boost there. Grabbed that corner before he had to make that clear in midfield. Bumping into each other could be dangerous. Karma trying to find J-Wizmont downfield, but cleared away. Vince, can he do it himself off the crossbar? He cannot. Memory gonna keep it in play for Space Station. So a little bit of action both ways so far in game number 1 between these two squads. That's gonna be just off the backboard. Memory able to clear it down towards midfield.
Almost completely punished over an overextension, and it looked like it was going to be a Splice goal, just a couple pixels away from getting under the crossbar there. Karma's been accurate, and that's something that they can't risk when they're going to be moving into offense.
J-Wiz teeing up Nose Dude, and he is on the point here, but without boost, going to have to concede to Karma. Back to Nose Dude, the shot, the goal, and Splice takes the lead, 1-0.
The infield looks good. They wait for the chance away from the defender, and then Karma goes in for a sick pass, perfect for Nose Dude. Looking good, and I don't think coming over the shoulder like that Halcyon was prepared for the speed that Nose Dude put it on.
That's exactly the kind of game Splice wants to play. I've talked with Karma more than a couple of times, and she loves the passing game. That's what she wants to do. She wants to be able to pass to everybody, to pass to her, to pass to Jay Wismont, and get those plays going. Those passes can be so deadly, and we're halfway through game number 1. Splice with this lead. But Space Station Gaming threatening. Up high, the shot to the side, just off the post. Halcyon is there to follow up, and off the post into the net. Quick tie game for Space Station Gaming.
The initial clear off the backboard looked dangerous, but it looks like the defense was going to be able to challenge the top of the box. But when you have Halcyon, again, the positioning god. We talked about him all last season. He was the ghost. No one knows to prepare for him. He can't hear his motor. That's what it is.
He found the secret silent motor in the options menu in Rocket League. That doesn't actually
exist.
Don't go look for that. It's not there. It's not there. Off the back wall. Karma up high, gets the bounce right off of Memory. Trying to find some room for Splice. Halcyon gonna start things maybe for Space Station, but everyone's pretty far off the ball, even far from midfield. Off the back wall, Jay Wismont ends up hitting it again. Nose Dude on the back end. All he can do is challenge that flying in. J-Wiz back to Nose Dude, looking for Karma. Karma takes the shot light onto the net, easily saved by Halcyon, but Splice just going to take the ball right back, or not. Well, they got it now.
They make it work. They certainly make it, and it's a last-second play, but no one's going to take advantage of the punishment right away there. Space Station, they're a little tentative with the ball right now. It may come down to just waiting to see if Splice is going to be able to commit to something that they can take advantage of. But right now, playing at the midfield isn't giving them any more opportunities.
Well, Karma following that ball the whole way down to Space Station's corner. And Memory just trying to work the other half of the zone. Vince does a good job clearing it out. Now on Splice's end, Space Station looking to take the lead. Up high, Memory looking for Halcyon. Halcyon up high for Vince. He's got just enough boost to get to that off the ceiling, and a good save by Jay Wismont. Halcyon was breathing down his neck. J-Wiz to midfield. Karma didn't like that initial liftoff there. Going to take it anyway. Nose Dude on the wing. On the back, J-Wiz. Against the ceiling, Splice doing a good job here of keeping it, spreading the field. Vince can't find any solid hit. It just gets boomed back downfield. Less than 30 seconds left to go in game number 1. Still tied. Looking for a demo. Going to be a shot by Nose Dude just high off of the backboard. Splice, almost a 2-1 lead. Coming around, can they find that one? All Karma can do is bounce Vince out of the way. Splice looking for one more opportunity, but that's just a give off to Memory. Karma having to come back and make that save. Nose Dude out to the corner. They want to get this on the ground, and they do. We got overtime.
We'll definitely see it at overtime again and again. Did you see over and over they would make a commit right to the half, make a quick center pass for a cut, which pulls away and doesn't give the defenders enough time to make the attack, and then they get a little bit of a better angle on the shot with the speed they're putting on. Those are going to be deadly, but at the same time, Space Station, they're looking real good, and they've got a lot of pace on their side.
Probably how we thought this series was going to go as well as we did Allegiance FlyQuest. We have a game 1 overtime between Space Station and Splice, looking to pick right in front of the box, but Halcyon is able to get it away. Memory. It's the other half of Space Station territory. It's just thrown edge to edge. Nose Dude trying to get something set up there, but Jay Wismont gonna have to give it off for Karma. Back to Nose Dude and Splice, looking for that quick passing play, maybe to Karma, but it gets cleared away. Jay Wiz picked away by Halcyon, looking for Memory. Finds him, and Halcyon and Memory have had a couple of those and getting those offensive opportunities. There's Memory flipping it over 2 defenders. Does not matter. It gets boomed downfield. Jay Wismont demoed, gonna almost allow Memory to take it away, but Splice does a great job keeping it in the blue half. Karma's got an open net. Karma's got a goal, and Splice takes game number 1 against Space Station.
Nose Dude looks so good coming into this because when the play comes through, he's all the way back, and Vince is forced to set up a weird touch into the center. And when that happens, Karma is right at the top of the box to make it happen.
Splice needed to win this game.
Absolutely.
Game 1 was so crucial for them after really getting smacked by FlyQuests. They got swept. That's got to feel so bad if you're Splice. So winning that first game, you're like, all right, we got that first win out of the way. Now we can just play ball and get that monkey off of our back. So now for Splice, just keep playing. They found a lot of great passes. They played their game that they wanted to play. They were able to pass the ball, able to shut down opportunities that Space Station, they were able to get a few. You saw Memory create a few opportunities.
Certainly
they were
did.
tight windows, though, and Splice made them have to work for their goals.
Again, we watched Splice. The big key there was when they had a player in the center, they knew to pass the ball to center and to be right there and waiting. That's great communication. They talked about in the play-ins that their comms were a bit lacking. They picked them back up, and you're looking at it right now. This is exactly the kind of team you want to have, especially out of game 1. That's got to scare a little bit of Space Station.
And Jay Wismont is really known, at least when I watched the guy play, as more of a striker. And if Jay Wismont doesn't have to score a goal to win a game, you're doing something right when you're just able to pass the ball everywhere. He's also a great passer. He's just a great player. I can never speak enough about Jay Wismont. But Nose Dude really did so well in that series. He was kind of the receiver of the first pass in a lot of rotations, and he did so good the continuation, the consecutive hits, was able to keep the consecutive touches going. So for game number 2 Splice, it's more of the same, and for Space Station, I want to see a little more aggression out of them coming out of their own half. And off the kickoff, Halcyon deciding he's going to go for that ball instead. In the corner, Halcyon not a lot of boost to work with. Coming to bail him out there is Vince. Vince with no boost. He's just going to take a pot shot towards the net. J-Wiz able to make that save, but Space Station looking to start the pressure, start trying to make Splice sweat a little bit. As J-Wiz looks to clear it out downfield, Vince won't let him. Vince, oh, a nice touch by Vince to Halcyon. What a pass, and Space Station striking first in game 2.
This was efficient and exactly the move you needed to make. When he sees Karma misses the touch, he says, well, I could try to roll it forward, but a better play would be to get this into the top of the box because I know I have teammates there, and if this doesn't work, I've got a quick rotation.
And to be able to just bounce it right there on the top of your car, straight out to the side, such a good pass by Vince.
Looked good.
Splice looking for a quick answer. Vince bullies everybody out of the way and clears that ball out. Vince Again, gonna have to challenge this ball against Karma. Karma just says see ya, goes for Halcyon 2, almost generates an opportunity, but Memory was already up for it, makes the save. Space Station against the corner. Splice with an answer, just move it out back towards midfield. And a pass back. Karma wanted to give it off for J-Wiz, but lost that challenge. She's just gonna clear it against the back wall. A good follow by J-Wizmon. Looking for that, didn't like the angle. Nose Dude gonna keep the play alive. Memory booms it downfield, an open net for Halcyon, 2-0 over rotation by Splice.
Karma's posturing moving into the offense left them into an interesting spot because when she actually went up for the challenge, it was a quick turn and touch, and Halcyon is already waiting for the response in the full counterplay. That looked good. Space Station, they now have a little bit of momentum on their side. That's important.
2 goals for Halcyon in game number 2 already. And Space Station just love to keep this pressure up against Splice. A good read by Nose Dude, but he just misses the bottom of it. Karma gonna keep it in play. Nose Dude bullying everybody out of the net. But Karma and J-Wiz not in position for it, so Karma had to rotate back to J-Wiz. Splice. They got plenty of time to work with. No need to start getting skittish. Just play the game, get those passes down. If you're Splice and if you're Space Station, you got to keep this pressure up. Just keep finding Halcyon because he keeps finding the ball. Memory, a good pass to Halcyon and just missing off the post. Still 2-0.
The strategy of set up Halcyon with Memory here has been pretty effective so far. On defense, they're waiting around, seeing if they can edge a couple of the players forward a little bit farther than they're comfortable, and then they can start making a counterplay. That's been really working for them.
And a good challenge again by Memory, who Memory might be a more offensive-minded player now, but make no mistake, the man is still nuts on defense.
He was the third man for such a long time, and it worked so well for them.
Up high, J-Wiz looking for Karma, but already up for it was Halcyon to challenge. And Vince gonna take control on the side. Off the ceiling, a double commit on defense, but J-Wiz gets it out to the corner. And a crucial touch at the very least to give Karma time to get up for that ball. Space Station still firing shots towards the net. Vince gonna keep it in play. Ends up losing the ball to Karma. J-Wizmon tries to keep it in play. Memory takes it away. Up and around, Nose Dude. Now giving it off to Karma. A demo happens onto Nose Dude, kills the momentum for Splice there. Less than 2 minutes left to go. High against the backboard. No one there to challenge it. Halcyon can't find that one. Vince gonna be like, take another one. Or it's cleared away there nicely by Karma. But Splice not able to find any room offensively. J-Wiz out to the side, but only Vince is there. And Vince finds Nose Dude, or J-Wiz, excuse me. Nose Dude on the wing. Played in by Karma. Splice. Again, this might be their first shot that has a solid chance of going in, but it's challenged again. Space Station shutting down the lanes of traffic for Splice. Nose Dude gonna take a shot at it, but his guy who's gonna take the shot, well, he just got obliterated. Halcyon just gonna flick that one up towards another double commit by Splice. Starting to get a little anxious. Less than a minute left to go, you're down by 2.
It's close, and you know, we're watching them get a little bit bunched up. The spacing only works for them when they're moving into passing plays, but when they're coming into defense and they're going to these rotations where they're too tight, that's going to be where they see issues. That's where they're going to create their own chaos. It's not going to be good for them. They've got to make sure that they get the distance so that they can actually get up the field and control a lot more of this pitch.
Nose Dude gonna try to start another one for Splice, but it's picked away by Halcyon again. No room to work with, nothing to do, every option covered. You can't stop Space Station in game number 2. Memory's gonna pick the 3rd goal up with 26 seconds left. That's probably gonna do it.
That was a misclear from Karma, and when the play goes in, it becomes a 2v1 immediately for the defender, and that's a great chance for Space Station to quickly work the magic. They've already been, you've seen it, the passes look really good. They're very much playing forward, and they're getting a lot more aggressive, especially in the midfield, and now we're seeing the chances open up for them a lot more. With 20 seconds, little to no chance for Splice. Time for the reset, because what we didn't see out of their last series today was a good mental reset, and they are going to need that if they want to come into this strong.
And you mentioned finding the pass in the midfield, specifically in the center where Splice was so successful. I don't know if you've noticed, but both Halcyon and Memory, Halcyon picking up a hat trick because why not? It's 4-0. But they shut down that midfield. Memory and Halcyon are almost expecting it. They're so fast on the read whenever they try to find those high passes for Splice, and they've just completely shut them down.
And so as someone who thinks, okay, tactically, if we no longer have this, what do we do? What do we transition to? Some of the options are if we can get a long enough clear to play over the shoulder and then get a pass into center farther up the field. That can work. They can try to play more conventional corner play, but that might not be as effective at this level considering the pace that they play at and how strong the defense has been from Space Station. One thing's for sure, they can't keep doing the same thing because if game 1 worked for them and game 2 didn't, you know you've got to transition out of that.
Memory was so instrumental on defense in that game to keep Splice from having a consistent opportunity to have another shot at the net. He was always in position to clear it away or to find Vince or Halcyon downfield or even off to the side. He had so many clears that were so crucial on defense. And I just saw it time and again. I didn't see it so much from Vince or Halcyon in that game. So for Splice, you got to find a way to beat Memory, man.
Memory was in control.
All 3 of them, but Memory was just dominant.
When you've got a player who's continually playing the control, and he's going to be passing up, making a lot of plays for his team, and essentially feeding them opportunities over and over again, you got to shut it down. And it comes down to maybe some physical play. That is certainly an option for them because if you can demo, take it out, make it a 3v2 for a moment, and reset them enough to where they have to go back and at least pick up midfield boost, that gives you a couple more seconds to plan your attack, get into position, and hold possession just a few seconds longer.
And you talk about the, getting physical. And Splice had tried that a couple of times, and there was the one specific play where Karma demoed a guy in the corner and then bumped the guy in net, but Memory was up against the backboard and was able to clear the ball away. So generating more of those opportunities is important for Splice if they want to bounce back here in game number 3, and they absolutely can. And we've seen series where a team looks absolutely dominant for a game, and then the other team looks dominant for the next game.
This one is certainly not over yet. I see a lot of chances for Splice to come right back through. They've just got to get back to what's working for them.
Well, game number 3 already underway, and Splice looking to change fortune. Jay Wismont trying to take a shot, challenged and saved by Vince. Owen Halcyon coming quickly to this ball, but not able to get that or the boost on the challenge, so forced on his heels. But Space Station still with control. Nose Dude gonna clear it out. Nose Dude has Jay Wismont wide on the wing. Karma behind him on that wide V. A nice tap from Vince, but covered nicely by Karma. Space Station, an assault, a shot by Halcyon, a good save by Nose Dude. Vince throwing it to the opposite side of the zone. Space Station with some early pressure, early control, looking for that slow pendulum swing that gives them control of the midfield and eventually gives them a goal. A nice touch by Memory, looking for Vince. Vince couldn't find it. Jay Wismont, all he could do was tap the ball towards midfield. Halcyon just waiting for this ball, grabbing that midfield boost, giving way for Vince. Back to Memory, up to Halcyon to keep it in play in front. Here comes Vince, that double touch by Vince, but not enough power. He's gonna throw it out to the middle. There's Memory, the shot. Not Memory, excuse me, Halcyon the shot. Memory waiting for the follow-up, but a good clear and a good shot. Karma takes advantage of an aggressive play by Space Station. 1-0 Splice.
What a great stop from Jay Wismont because not only does he get the clear, but he gets it forward with possession. And when that works out and he's got Karma right up there waiting for it, you know the call came immediately. They've been working on this. They've been trying to get it perfected over the shoulder. That's where it's going to go now. No longer are they moving into those lateral passes. If they can get something direct and forward, that's working great.
Splice scoring this first goal means a ton for them. They were forced on their back wheels all game long in game number 2, and now firing some shots up high. Nose Dude ends up hitting it, not probably exactly where he wanted to, but Karma's there. He loses to Halcyon. There's a shot up a little bit high by Memory. Vince with the follow-up, Vince with the goal. It's a 1-2-3 tie.
That is the all-in, and it made a lot of sense in this situation because Halcyon beat through Karma, and then when the second play comes in just over, the call comes in and says, hey, let's go ahead and make a third man go in. Don't bother going on the rotation, and Vince, you know he had it the whole time.
Right off of it. He was waiting for that.
Of course he was. He's the magician.
Come here. Yeah, Houdini. Where am I? I'm right here. 1-1. And Space Station looking to try to take the lead. They were able to tie it up quickly in game number 1, but Splice had responded in overtime to win the game. Nose Dude has Karma downfield, but only play it out to the side. Halcyon. Off the sidewall. Memory going to go up for this. And Vince's way out of this play. That shot dangerous. Jay Wismont able to save it. Memory demos someone on his way out, but it cleared away nicely by Nose Dude. But Space Station still able to keep this play alive. Every time I think Splice is going to clear the ball away, Space Station comes right back and is just able to maintain possession.
It's looking real good for them.
Oh, Memory can do it. Challenged nicely.
Oh my!
By Nose Dude. I thought
he's looking so good.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
really does have that control.
Tapping it to the side. Karma up against her own backboard. Ends up back to Vince, over to Halcyon, who was creeping, and it got cleared away. Now Jay was just trying to flick it past Memory. Karma is there. Challenged away by Vince, shutting down every opportunity Splice has. This is what we saw in game number 2. Halcyon ends up losing that ball. Nose Dude on the challenge again. Karma now trying to find a touch, giving way for Jay Wismont. A minute 20 left to go, another tie game. Splice has a little bit of breathing room now. Space Station was starting to choke that defense out, but they get this clear, and now they got some offensive opportunities of their own. And Nose Dude on the wing. It's gonna be Karma, back to J-Wiz. That's a shot to the top, down it goes in, 2-1. You give it to J-Wiz, he has that much space to work with, they're gonna score.
That's a real height check too on the defenders. You're watching that play come in, he gets it as high as it goes. Oof. You've got both Memory and Vince on the line, but with the speed it's coming in, they only have options to go out horizontally. They don't have a chance to block that vertically.
His goal explosion really, it really personifies, if you will, the character of that shot. It was a laser.
Does it speak to you? That's good.
Yeah, exactly. Up high, Halcyon, clearing that out off the initial clear from Memory. Not a lot of time left for Space Station, but they absolutely have enough to work with. In midfield, Halcyon. Can he find that double tap? Halcyon does get the second touch, and it works in Nose Dude's favor to be able to clear that ball. Both him and Karma getting that away. J-Wiz looking for the pass to Karma. Up high, it's light, and Memory easily able to make that save. 20 seconds left. Splice has control of this ball, and so far the game. Coming around, Space Station looking for that last boom that'll get them that shot that they need. 10 seconds left. Needing to be able to clear it downfield. Nose Dude has the open net. Nose Dude has the clincher to win game number 3 and take advantage.
You talk 25 seconds, and realistically, they contained Space Station the entire time to make this one happen. The second they try to go out, because they know they only have a little bit of time to get back into it, Splice says, this is our time to move in for the advantage. They waited that. That's chess, not checkers.
Absolutely, and it's an over-rotation early by Space Station really just didn't allow them to... I mean, when that happens, it's a feels bad man moment. But for the rest of that, it was Splice. It was all Splice controlling the midfield. Great passes. Saw the pass from J-Wiz to Karma. That's what they want. They were able to play their game, and when you give Karma to J-Wiz, when you give J-Wiz that much space, dude, he's gonna hit it. He's gonna hit the top of that every single time. So now 2-1 for Splice. One more, and you know what? You went today 1-1, and you were able to win a series 3-1. This is huge for Splice if they can finish it out now.
I watched Jay Wismont play the third man back for a while, which I was a bit surprised because I expected him to be a bit more aggressive. But what we saw was he'd go back in goal, wait for the chance. When it looked like it was coming close to the midfield, he'd move up the wing. And when that happened, you had a team who could easily put one player, keep them in the midfield, and get one player up and be aggressive there. That was effective. Now, where they didn't necessarily have to grab all the boost like we see other teams do, instead, they moved into center, and they started containing their opponent. And Space Station never were able to actually branch out of their own goal as a result of that. When they got the chances, they were very, very good. But the problem is they didn't get nearly as many as they got in the last game, and so they struggled as a result because they're definitely going to want to put up more numbers if they want to get the aggression that's going to be where they can build opportunities from.
For sure, and obviously what really creates more aggression is when you're able to control the pitch, and I just think that, you know, they had all of those challenges. They were able to make all the challenges they made in game number 2. They just didn't get the goal opportunities. Splice did a much better job defensively, and going in to game number 4, can Splice recover after what was an 0-3 shocker against FlyQuests and finish out the day 1-1, feeling good going into week 3?
If there's a team that can do it, I think it's Space Station.
Well, here we go. Splice, again, have been winning that first 5-minute kickoff, and keeping some offensive pressure going on. And keeping some shots toward the net, but playing the corner is Splice, and finding the demo on the way out. Midfield. Coming across, and so far about a minute into this game. Not a lot of action. Game number 4. Back and forth as we see between Splice and Space Station so far.
And they're close now. Karma's done a great job. Oh, yes!
Oh, Karma gets that 1-0, 50 seconds in. Karma doing the work herself.
All 3 defenders stuck back here making tight little touches but not being able to get any control on the ball, and Karma comes streaming in and says, actually, this is mine. I'm going to go ahead and take this one through. And that's important because when you get all 3 defenders back there and no one has enough boost to make anything meaningful and get it out of the goal, you're going to be in a real tough situation.
A messy defense is a very unhappy defense. As Space Station just found out right there, Jay Wismont taking a shot opportunity, but it was cleared away and challenged. Jay Wiz, again, another solid challenge. Nose Dude looking for Karma. Knocked away, broken up. Halcyon looking for Memory there. We've seen that connection a couple of times. Vince going to keep it in play. Vince teeing that down, but Space Station's on the retreat. That shot headed towards the net. Halcyon now going to clear this out downfield, but right there, Nose Dude seems to be first in the rotation a lot in these games and just stopping the assault from Space Station.
Watching some of the passes that come in, what's working really well for Space Station is where they move into a touch that looks like it's going to be anticipated forward. Instead, they get a great chance against a team like this. They come in close. They played the ceiling a lot for the first couple shots. This one worked because they were able to actually make the play significant with enough distance from the defense to where they couldn't actually come in and make the challenge.
That's an unfortunate touch there as well from Jay Wismont, just kind of hit it right to Vince. And Vince is like, well, that's an easy goal. And Karma's on the other side of in the corner grabbing boost, had no time to save that. But if you're Space Station, you absolutely take those opportunities. And it's a quick tie game early in game number 4. Nose Dude, back to Karma. Splice, looking to answer quickly to Space Station. And keep minimizing those mistakes. Jay Wismont getting a little bit of a bump, but his team doesn't have control of the ball right now. Throwing it out, Karma. Looking for something, but it's 2 booms downfield, met by Nose Dude. And Space Station. Vince pulling out here, going to take a shot towards the net. It's not a good enough of a clear. Memory just high against the crossbar and the post, and teeing it back. Memory, he's got 1 man to beat with the ball, a little too far away from him, and Splice, a quick transition. Can they make something happen? Vince, great control out of the corner to clear it downfield, take a shot, and off the post, makes the save. Karma, doesn't matter. Halcyon cleans up. Sweet crew, 2-1.
Vince has been building these a couple times now, and this time he has Halcyon to back him up on the final touch for this play. But the ground play looks so good for them because if they can make a mistake on the defense, they can get him to recover the wrong direction and open up the goal.
And unfortunately for Karma, Nose Dude kind of went up just a little too close to her, so that ball bounced straight back out. Thought he expected it to go straight out along the corner so he could immediately follow up. So just hitting against that post, not able to follow up on that for Splice. Karma, high, looking for a touch, gets a nice one there, but cleared away by Memory, who picks up a savior badge. Oh, here's a high ball. No one able to follow up against the backboard. Not punished for it is Space Station Gaming. They would love to go to game number 5 should this score hold. Less than 2 minutes left. We have Splice. Nose Dude in the back. Gonna keep that ball out to the side. Jay Wiz in net. Jay was just gonna let that float around. Didn't feel the pressure coming. And buy some time. Karma. Back to Jay Wiz. Maybe looking for Karma there, but a good challenge by Halcyon, just kind of throwing him up and forcing the ball way high against the ceiling.
You know, the passes that were hard cuts before from Splice have now become pushes forward. You're seeing a lot more of them trying to get it back into the blue zone along the wing. But as a result, they're losing a lot of the control of this game. They're not keeping possession, and it pushes right back into the hands of Space Station, who are doing serious work.
That's a double commit, though, if they can keep the ball alive. Halcyon does a great job bailing his teammates out of that ball. 2-1. Space Station, less than a minute to go. Can they force game number 5 in the final series of the day and make Splice work for this win? Vince on the point. Halcyon on the wing. Finds Halcyon, Memory right behind him. Halcyon looking to get it set up. Vince comes in. 35 seconds left to go. Across the field, Vince. One person in net, and they're bumped, but coming right out of it was Karma. Able to clear it out, racing towards it, gets a win on the challenge in midfield. This could be a good one for Splice. Karma keeping control of it, still has it, and loses that one, but still at play. J-Wiz looking for the bump from Karma, almost had it. He could have taken another shot, knocked away before he could get anywhere. Karma, another touch. Can she find the second one? Cannot. Shut down by Space Station Gaming. They keep this ball out of harm's way. They will win game number 4. One more opportunity for Splice, shut down by Vincent Halcyon. Game number 5. Here we come.
Jay Wismont's bump on the defender looked like it had such a good chance of pulling that one in and getting them back into position for this game. When that got shut down, I was like, we're going to game 5, Jorby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I love it. You know what?
This is great.
This is so good.
If I told you, Splice is going to win it 3-2. So we're going to game 5. I'm looking good in my prediction right now. I'm thinking
you're so smart.
You are also looking good in your predictions.
I want you to. You know, we both picked Splice on this one.
I said you look good in your
Oh,
predictions.
good. I like that. And you know what? These teams looked good right here. Now, what I talked about earlier from Splice is so some of their passes are coming in a little bit too long. Specifically, Karmas are coming in from the wing. They're being pushed back up into the blue zone, and there's no one there to pick it up. What we saw worked for them earlier were passes directly to center, and they were nice cuts, and that was very effective.
I think one thing that really helps that, or at least not helps that, that is a factor of that, is Space Station's breathing down their necks. I think they feel that, so they're trying to find those quick long passes, but they're just shut down in every opportunity. They just feel like if they don't touch the ball right then, they have to be accurate on it, or else Space Station's going to take control. And that's exactly what Space Station did for the majority of game number 4. Is that if Splice did give them an inch, a half second of room, they won the challenge. But here we go. It's game 5, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Game number 5. Last game of the day. Space Station Gaming and Splice.
I'm so ready for this.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going. Taking control. Splice. Here comes Nose Dude. Way back is J-Wiz creeping around midfield. Karma missing the touch on that challenge. Does get a demo to try to at least stunt the assault. And it's going to do just that. Only one pop towards the back wall. Splice, J-Wiz, 2, Nose Dude broken up by Memory. And a quick turnaround here. There is Memory again. Over to Vince. We got an easy 1-goal lead for Space Station Gaming early.
You've got a 2v1 in that situation. The defense is just not ready. Karma misses the play on the challenge. It's a good touch from Memory. Wow. Setting that up off the wall instead of going, I'll play it from the backboard potentially, sets up a lot more for his team who has both there. So even if one missed, he's got a second one right in line waiting for it.
Can't say it enough about Memory. He's played lights out in this series. Here comes Nose Dude off the ceiling and challenged and cleared away by Memory. Memory again flicking it over another Splice defender. Vince in support. Or excuse me, that was Halcyon. Getting my players mixed up now.
They all look so good.
Yeah, they all look beautiful. Nose Dude setting up. J-Wiz almost goes under. Saved by Memory. Not enough power to make that one go in. Vince trying to clear this one out, but Nose Dude is right there looking for the pass, and Memory says, see you later. No shot for you, and Space Station takes control again.
You see Jay Wismont circling back just behind Karma. If that challenge doesn't go right, he'll be there to pick it up and move where he needs to. They've got that right. That looks good. Again, the infield, that's where Splice works well. Space Station did a good job shutting it down last game. If they can get it to be a little bit faster, that will work for them.
Halcyon throwing that one high against the backboard. A nice touch by Karma, but it's right over to Vince. Takes the shot.
Wow.
Double commit. Nose Dude actually getting the save on that one. Didn't look like he might have got the touch. He does. Splice working to clear it out. There's Karma. Back to J-Wiz. Looking for Karma again. Trying to find the read against Memory, but Memory all over the field. 3 minutes left to go. Karma teeing it down, but too far off the ball was J-Wiz. Wasn't even close to Halcyon. And Space Station keeping control. Nose Dude works the edge nicely. Taking it. Karma. Nose Dude in support. Splice looking for that shot opportunity. Jaywiz trying to challenge it there. Karma going to keep it in play. Karma gets 2 nice touches on the ball, flying up his Nose Dude. Nose Dude, where's Jaywiz? There he is, challenged up against the ceiling, and Vince gets the save. Halcyon gets the follow-up from what was about as good as an opportunity as you can get for Splice. Just great defense played by Space Station Gaming.
They're putting up a lot more chances for themselves, and it's going to work eventually. They got the numbers. They've just got to get the results.
Oh, a nice touch, high or low, against the backboard was Nose Dude. Vince, again, breathing down their neck. One guy back, it's Halcyon. Gets a nice touch. Jaywiz out to the side. Here comes Karma. Splice with these wide rotations don't want to give up another overcommitment goal. I guess the last one wasn't actually an overcommitment, just a great win by memory. I like to correct myself. You know, it's always good to not
Chat loves it.
Admit you're wrong. Absolutely. Chat loves it indeed. Karma got that first time, stays on this ball. Gives way, but Space Station winning the challenge. Halcyon going to pull out. He actually had no boost there. A minute 30, or less than a minute 30 left to go. Splice looking for that tying goal in game number 5. Karma playing it away from memory. Halcyon way up top. And looking for that is Karma again. She finds Nose Dude, looking back down for Karma. Jaywiz is on the wing. Bullies away Vince. Hits Vince out into the ball towards the net, but can't find it. Finding the demo was Jaywizmont. Less than a minute left to go. Splice keeping control. Can they capitalize on this opportunity? There's making one defender jump. Still a shot too light. Splice cannot find an opening. 45 seconds left to go, and Halcyon going to take it slow here.
Holy cow. The defensive rotations for Space Station are pristine. When we're watching them come through again after assault, where Splice seems to have overall the advantage in terms of possession of this game.
Pass.
That's looking good. This could be the difference maker. But the defense has done a good job clearing them, play them out, get right back in position, and when they grab the boost, that's
a
it.
shot
No!
off the crossbar!
Wow!
The crossbar, Karma's mortal enemy. 18 seconds left, an open net, and Space Station Gaming. 2-0. Game 5, 16 seconds left.
You got to be kicking yourself when you hit the woodwork like that, and then you lose the opportunity for a full counter play, and that's just looking so good. Space Station, once they saw that and they said, this is the chance, this was the overextension we've been waiting for, the last 30 seconds is where we start seeing teams do this, and unfortunately, when it doesn't work, it typically gets punished.
That's a goal you have to hit if you're Karma. You know she's feeling bad about that one. That was going to be the tying goal for Splice, and what would have been a win, or at least an overtime, at least for Splice.